register for Startup Challenge. Go to www.startupmonterey.com, click on More Info button for Startup Challenge, sign on or sign up, fill in the information, website is not required, and then either you can save and log out so you can come back and work on it prior to you submitting it on March 12th, and then to continue to build your application. So right here we have Peter Drucker with the quote. He's pretty much considered the father of modern day business management. Unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes. Link to register. Complete the application online. You can edit your application up to the final deadline up until March 12th. Like I said, I wouldn't wait till that last hour. We'll go over each section to make sure you understand what is required. And it's not hard, but it's not easy necessarily to go ahead and boil down your idea to be clear and concise. There's a lot that's required. Review of the application. So if you go ahead and you can refer to the handouts, Mary Jo will go ahead and pass them out. There's the venture and the main street. You have a limited amount of space to answer each question. So like I said, you do want to be clear and concise. And answering these questions will help you in designing your business. So the more that you're clear, it's going to help judges. It's also going to help you in terms of developing your business. Company description. So provide an overview of the company and location of the products. Part of this also is what problem is it that you're looking to serve? How are you going to help people with your product or service? The customer problem. So a clear and concise statement of the problem you're solving. This is huge. This ties in with your unique value proposition. Why is it that you stand out amongst the competition? What makes you better? And what is it that you're able to offer them that makes for a nice solution? Evidence for the importance and extent of the problem is helpful. And how big is the problem? So that might give you an idea, maybe the target market you're looking after. How many people or businesses have this problem? To maybe give you an idea whether it's consumers or business to business. Your solution. How does your product or service solve the problem for your customers? Very important. The competitive advantage. How is the problem solved today? There could be existing competitors that are out there. What makes you stand out amongst the competitors? What makes you better? Why are you better and how will you help people? How will the business make money? Now this is an important one because obviously if you want to stay in business, you do have to make money because there are windows. How will the business go ahead and generate revenues? How much will it cost to produce those revenues? Cost of goods sold, and then operating expenses. Just might be a few of the things you want to consider in your application. What is your go-to-market strategy? Who are your target customers? As we mentioned, might be customers that you're trying to go after specifically, individual users, or might be businesses. How will you reach them? And what is your pricing strategy? Team and backgrounds. Now this part, not necessarily you have to have everything figured out. So if you have maybe a board of people that you want to put together, or some people that have secured positions in your startup, you go ahead and you can mention them in the application, but nothing's necessarily set in stone.
And that's not needed for Main Street or
Is not, right? Okay. So this would be more for like the venture department. How is your business application to date? So product development, how far along are you with your actual product? Maybe you don't even have a product ready just yet, you still have the idea. That's okay too. IP, intellectual property, patents and trademarks. At the last presentation I gave, there was actually a gentleman who's a patent attorney, so he was able to explain to some of the folks why that's important. However, with some ideas, it's not necessarily an original thought, so you might not necessarily have to protect that information, the product or the service. Market research and validation, which is absolutely vital. This is the way most leading startups get started to begin with. Establishment and distribution channels, acquiring space and other resources, that's actually going to be vital. And then money raised to date. Maybe you have already gone out there competing in something similar to Startup Challenge, but you're still kind of getting your legs about your business, still trying to get the funding. And then other accomplishments. It could be a variety of accomplishments. For some people that they're starting out their business, maybe they have a really strong social media presence. That's something that you can include in your application because that's kind of a highlight for judges. And then key milestones in developing and launching your business. What is your goal? Do you have some kind of timeline? Is there some kind of year to date that you're trying to reach? For some people that might fall within 6 months to a year developing a business, maybe 2 years more. As we know, the overnight success supposedly is only 10 years. So what are the steps and milestones for starting your business thus far and with target dates if you have maybe already accomplished some of those goals? And financing. I know for myself personally, and I've even told Mary Jo this before, I'm not a finance person. I know it's important and it's absolutely vital when it comes to business, but I'm more marketing than anything. But we are dependent on finance. So how much money will you need to start the business and what will it be spent on? capital investments, equipment. It could be a variety of things. Working capital to cover the inventory, the receivables, or maybe even early losses. What sources of financing are you planning to use? That's very important too, and also distinguishing a business between Main Street and venture. And then how will you use the startup funds? We hope that you will use it on your business, but then after we have given you the money, it is up to you. So, financials. So sales revenues and projections. This would be something that would definitely be a benefit for your application if you were able to include that. But if you haven't made sales too, that's okay. And the expected break-even date, that'd be something that judges might like to see. Because in terms of the financial information, that's definitely a highlight. Okay, and then traction and validation. Got sales, have committed customers. Have you already proven that maybe your product or service is validated? This kind of ties back in with what I said in terms of other accomplishments. If you have a really strong social media presence, maybe you have like 50,000 followers on your Instagram, you're constantly engaged with that community and the product and service that you're talking about developing or what you have already developed. Maybe they've already validated that they would be consumers. Evidence of validation of your business model, be sure to share it. Okay, so next steps. Obviously, we want you to work on your application now. It's most important if you get it done before March 12th or on March 12th, it turned in before midnight. So you register at www.startupmonterey.bay.com, begin preparing your application, and attend a creating winning workshop in March. Submit your final application by March 12th, which at this point I kind of feel like a broken record. Other resources. So for additional resources, including these informational slides, see the resources page at startupmontereybay.com, you guessed it, and under the resources tab for Startup Challenge. That's our website. And if you want to contact us, the Institution for Innovation and Economic Development, you can go ahead and email us. We'll get back to you with any questions, comments, or concerns. Or if you'd like to call and have a chance to talk to the lovely Mary Jo over here, one-on-one. At the end.